You've seen it before. Maybe hanging in the corner of a ranch house, riding behind the seat of an old pickup, or resting on the rack of a rural police cruiser. It's got the warm, traditional lines of a classic hunting rifle. Yet there's something about it that hints at modern capability. A slim barrel, a rugged receiver, a wood or synthetic stock, and the unmistakable markings. Ruger Mini-14. To some, it's just a simple semi-automatic carbine. To others, it's one of the most dependable rifles ever made. But the truth is, the Mini-14 is more than just a gun. It's the product of two brilliant minds, a reflection of America's shifting gun culture, and a survivor that's weathered political storms, technological revolutions, and changing tastes for more than half a century. The Mini-14's story begins in the early 1970s. The Vietnam War had changed the face of military rifles forever. The U.S. had transitioned from the full-power MR.14 to the smaller, lighter, high-velocity MR.16. But many shooters, especially civilians and law enforcement, weren't ready to fully embrace the AR-15 platform. That's where Bill Ruger, co-founder of Sturm, Ruger and Company, saw an opportunity. Ruger believed there was room for a rifle that combined modern small-caliber firepower with the classic, all-American rifle look. To make that vision a reality, he turned to Jim Sullivan, a legendary firearms designer who had worked on the AR-15 and the Armalite AR-18. Together, they set out to create a rifle that wasn't a direct military-issue clone, but something tailored for civilians, ranchers, hunters, and police departments. They wanted it handy, reliable, and chambered for the .223 Remington cartridge, which was rapidly gaining popularity thanks to surplus ammunition and its flat shooting characteristics. From the start, the Mini-14's design borrowed heavily from proven military rifles. The Mini-14 name came from its inspiration, the M14 battle rifle. Mechanically, it used a short-stroke gas piston and a rotating bolt, a scaled-down version of the Montgarand and Mine-14 system, known for its rugged reliability. The result was a rifle that could function in dust, dirt, rain, or snow, without the sensitivity to fouling that early AR-15s sometimes suffered. The barrel length of 18.5 inches struck a balance between portability and ballistic performance. Early models had slim pencil barrels to keep weight down, giving the rifle its quick-handling feel. The stock, usually made from American hardwood, gave it the look of a sporting rifle rather than a military assault weapon. That was deliberate. Bill Ruger understood the power of perception, especially in an era when semi-automatic rifles were under growing political scrutiny. When it debuted in 1973, the Mini-14 was an instant hit. Hunters loved it for varmints and small game. Ranchers found it perfect for predator control, quick on target, light to carry, and utterly dependable. Police departments across the country, especially in rural areas, adopted it as a patrol rifle. It was accurate enough for most real-world engagements, and its traditional appearance made it politically easier to deploy than an AR-15. The Mini-14 quickly developed a reputation for working every time. Owners praised its ability to run cleanly with a variety of ammunition, from military surplus to commercial soft points. It was a rifle you could toss in the truck, bang around during chores, and trust to go bang when you needed it. Ruger didn't stop at the base model. Over the decades, the Mini-14 family expanded into multiple variants. The ranch rifle, introduced in 1982, added scope mounts and folding aperture sights, catering to hunters and shooters who wanted optics. The Mini-30, introduced in 1987, chambered in 7.62 or 39mm, was designed to take advantage of cheap and plentiful Soviet pattern ammunition. The AC-556, a select fire version available to military and law enforcement, offered semi-auto, 3-round burst, and full auto fire. It was used by police tactical units, prison guards, and even the militaries of Bermuda and France. Later came the tactical models, featuring shorter barrels, flash suppressors, and synthetic stocks for a more modern defensive rifle role. There was even a target model, adding a heavy barrel and adjustable harmonic tuner for improved accuracy. Despite its many strengths, the Mini-14 was not without flaws. The most common complaint, especially from precision shooters, was accuracy. Early pencil barrel models often grouped at 4 to 5 inches at 100 yards. This was fine for hitting a coyote at typical ranges, but it couldn't compete with bolt-action rifles or even well-built AR-15s in terms of precision. Barrel heating during rapid fire only made the issue worse. The rifle also found itself in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. In the 1996 Port Arthur massacre in Australia, a Mini-14 was used, leading to sweeping gun bans there. In the United States, during debates leading up to the 1994 assault weapons ban, Bill Ruger made the controversial suggestion to limit magazine capacity to 10 rounds. Many saw this as a betrayal of gun rights, and it left a mark on the brand's reputation among some enthusiasts. Ruger took these criticisms seriously. In 2005, they introduced major design changes. The new 580 series Mini-14s featured thicker barrels for better heat resistance and improved manufacturing tolerances. Accuracy improved dramatically, with many shooters reporting consistent 2 to 3 inch groups at 100 yards, perfectly acceptable for a utility rifle. Ruger also refined the gas system to reduce excess recoil impulse, making the rifle smoother to shoot and extending the life of internal components. These changes gave the Mini-14 a second wind in a market now dominated by AR-15s. While the AR offered unmatched modularity, the Mini-14 held its ground as a ready-to-go rifle with no need for aftermarket tinkering. For certain law enforcement agencies, the Mini-14's non-military look remained a selling point well into the 2000s and 2010s. In rural sheriff's offices and prison guard towers, the Mini-14 was a trusted tool. Its durability in harsh environments, from coastal humidity to farm dust to freezing winters, kept it in service when other rifles faltered. The Mini-14 also carved out a niche in pop culture. It was the signature rifle of the Team TV series in the 1980s, in AC 556 form. It appeared in countless films, crime shows, and video games, always carrying that blend of old-school looks and modern capability. Today, in 2025, the Mini-14 is no longer the newest rifle on the block. The AR-15 dominates sales, competition, and customization. But the Mini-14 still sells, and sells well, to those who value simplicity, reliability, and a connection to classic rifle design. The current lineup includes stainless and synthetic all-weather models, traditional blued and walnut versions, and tactical configurations with threaded barrels and accessory rails. For many, owning a Mini-14 is about more than ballistics. It's about having a rifle that bridges generations, a gun your father might have used, that you can still buy new today, built to the same standards of reliability. The Mini-14 has survived for 50 years because it stays true to its purpose. It's not chasing every trend in the firearms world. It doesn't try to out-AR the AR-15. Instead, it offers a ready-to-use, no-nonsense carbine that will function when you need it, under almost any conditions. In an era of constant change, that kind of consistency is rare and valuable. Talk to longtime Mini-14 owners, and you'll hear a common theme: it just works. That's the highest praise a working rifle can earn. And as long as Ruger keeps making them, there will be a place for the Mini-14 in American gun racks, pickup trucks, and history. So the next time you see a Ruger Mini-14 sitting quietly in a gun shop rack, remember, it's not just a rifle. It's 5 decades of American firearms history. It's a design born from the minds of 2 of the most influential gunmakers of the 20th century. It's a tool that served farmers, lawmen, soldiers, and civilians across the globe. And it's proof that in a constantly changing gun market, there's still room for a classic that simply refuses to quit.